Fear Seekers by Brice Chacon. In this video, we will explore why we enjoy seeking fear and why it is good for us. So why is it so fun to be scared? At this moment, there is someone lining themselves up to go get scared from a horror film or a roller coaster. It was estimated in October 2015 that about 28 million people visited a haunted house in the United States. Having fear isn't all that bad. It could make you feel pretty good. For instance, when we sense a threat, it triggers our fight or flight response. So this is where our body releases chemicals that change how our brains and body function. The body will then do an automatic response to jumpstart the system to aid in survival. At this time, we produce energy and are protected from feeling pain. At the same time, the body shuts down the non-essential systems such as critical thinking or critical thought. So when we reflect in a movie and wonder why the blonde ran into the forest rather than go to the neighbor or call the police, adrenaline and dopamine speed up the heart rate and the blood pressure flowing from your muscles with oxygen to prepare you for the fight or flight. Usually the context of the movie matters since you do not know how your body or the individual that's next to you will react. However, you can control how you think about how your body feels. So in this movie, nobody has any control on how their body feels because they have no critical thinking. So, why do we crave fear? When we're scared, our brains release dopamine, which controls the reward and pleasure centers in the brain. Some people find it to be more pleasure from the dopamine, while others have no control on how much dopamine is released. Thus, being scared could be really fun. So, another question. Why aren't real threats fun? The brain has time to process the haunted house or a scary movie isn't real and that there isn't no actual threat. In order to really enjoy a life-threatening situation, you need to know that your life isn't really threatened. So sounds and smells tie to our fear response, but the brain has time to process that these aren't real threats at the moment. So why do people hate being scared? A reason people might hate being scared is due to a negative experience that you might not have liked. For instance, you were on a date that wasn't going well, or you got in a car accident on your way home. These experiences tend to linger and could persuade you not to skip the horror film. So why do people go through huge lengths in order to get through scared? People go through huge lengths due to the lack of dopamine in the brain. This could lead to them to experience more horror. So dangerous serial killers, the Jennings killer. This happened in a small town that 8 women were killed between 2005 and 2008. But this is a rare case that all these women knew each other and that they knew they were going to die. For instance, one of them told their mother not to bake her a birthday cake since she was not going to be able to see her next birthday. Another victim told her friends and family that she was going to be helping with a cop on a case. So, from this evidence right here, it led to authorities thinking that the serial killer is actually a cop. So, according to the Glenn Sparks, PhD, a professor and associate head of the Bryan Lab, School of Communication and Purdue University, our reason for the appeal is how you feel after the movie. This is called the excitation transfer process, leading to shows like Dexter, Making a Murderer, or the Santa Clarita Diet. Sparks' research found that when people are watching frightening films, the heart rate, blood pressure, and response increases. After the film is over, the psychological arousal lingers, Sparks says. That means that any positive emotions you experience, like having fun with friends or interest, are intensified. Instead of focusing on the fright you felt during the film, you recall having a great time, and you will most likely want to come back for more. So, remember how I mentioned in the beginning of the video and I mentioned about the high levels of psychological arousal, this is about 10% of the population that enjoys the adrenaline rush. There are some people that hate scary movies. Some people have difficulty on removing the unwanted stimuli in their environment. This could be from the hypersensitivity to the temperature in the room. People turn to scary movies because they are a novel. Having danger disrupts the routine and curiosity about change and how change is important for survival. It is the abnormality that we see in order to become more aware of what the situation is. This is often seen in the thought of gender stimulation, is that when you're watching a scary film on a date, usually the women are more likely to seek physical closeness when scared, and men have the opportunity to show their strength and bravery. This is called the cuddle effect. Other reasons may be that scary movies help people get their minds off of their own problems and watch these unrealistic characters face their own situation.